Okay, so these are two of the most popular monitor arms that you can buy on Amazon. These are the North Bayou H80 and the H100, and they're both fantastic arms. So I'm just going to go through a few of the differences because they are very, very similar, but the H100 is the bigger brother to the H80. If you didn't know, these monitor arms do not support curved monitors. If you do have a curved monitor, you'll probably have to go for something else. But if you're rocking a flat monitor, I think most people are rocking the flat monitor, then these are going to be almost perfect. I'm not going to go through an unboxing. I've unboxed the H100 in my last video. The H80 is almost identical. So with that out of the way, let's just look at the differences.
Okay, just comparing the desk clamps, H100 is on the left and the H80 is on the right. It's really clear that the H100 is just a far thicker, beefier, and more well-built unit than the H80. The H80 itself isn't really that bad. It's just a lot smaller, and that makes sense since it's trying to hold up smaller monitors. But the H100 is clearly a much larger and more suitable unit for heavier monitors. Just look at the size difference. Okay, next up, we're going to be looking at the post. So the H100 post is at the top, the H80 post is at the bottom. This is the H100 post, and you can see that it's honestly got quite a large base. That makes a lot of sense given that the clamp of the H100 was also very, very wide, and this is the H80. So the H80 one does look a little bit smaller. We'll do a direct comparison. One thing I was surprised by was that the length or the height of both posts is exactly the same. So putting them right on top of each other, the H100 is at the bottom, the H80 is on top, and that H81 is way, way smaller. You can see that there's an extra few centimeters around the radius that make all the difference when holding up those bigger monitors. So this is the arm of the H80. So there isn't too much to go into here, but the biggest difference between the H80 arm and the H100 arm is that the H100 arm does come in two parts. So that bottom piece down there that I'm moving, that part and this upper part that I'm holding onto now are separated, but functionally they're exactly the same. Okay, onto the H100. The H100, you see, this is the part that actually goes onto the post and you connect the rest of the arm onto it. It's very, very similar to the one that you have on the H80, but it's just separate. And this is the rest of the arm that connects to the monitor. So this piece here is probably where one of the biggest differences exist. I think that this part of the arm on the H100 is just a lot more sturdy than the H80. The plate that the monitor does go onto, I think that they're the same between the two arms. I can't see any big differences between them. And it's really easy to put these two pieces together. So it's pretty much the same as the H80. So I'm going to go into where I think the biggest difference is between the two arms, and it's in this actual arm part. So this is the H80. It's on the right. You can see that I can actually pry in between these two sections here, and it's very, very easy. I think the upper part is plastic, the bottom part is metal, but it's easy for me to get my fingers in there. On the H100, it is impossible. Both metal. Okay, side by side, they're both very similar. I think the H100 is only a tiny bit bigger, but otherwise they are very similar sizes. Okay, let's go through a few of the specs. So price-wise, the H100 is at 60 Australian. I've seen it as low as 45, and the H80 is 40. I've seen it as low as 30. In terms of the weight that both arms support, they both start at 2 kilos, and the H100 goes up to 12, while the H80 goes up to 9. In terms of size, the H100 is 22 to 35 inch monitors, and the H80 is 17 to 27. Neither of these really support curved monitors. Rotation, swivel, and tilt, they are both the same across both of them. So rotation 360 degrees, swivel plus or minus 90, and tilt is plus 85 to minus 30 degrees. In terms of what I think is going to be better value, I think that the H100 is probably a little bit better. It does support slightly larger monitors, which is fantastic. And I know that 24 and 27 inch monitors are really popular right now, but I think that 32 inch monitors are going to be the logical next step just because they're coming down in price. People are also valuing screen size a little bit more, so I don't see why you should hold yourself back. For a tiny bit more, $15 to $20, you can get something that's going to future-proof you for a little bit longer, so why not? Anyway, that's about it. I think that these are probably the best budget monitor arms that you can pick up anywhere. I think probably the next step up is the Amazon Basics monitor arm, but that is quite a fair bit more expensive. Check the pricing in your region, but that's about it from me. I'm out of here. Bye.